Welcome to r/leopardsatemyface, where the schadenfreude keeps getting better. I'm starting to really regret my vote. Yeah, don't pretend you didn't know it was gonna go like this. Literally everyone knew. Well, yeah, but I wasn't expecting him to be anti-cancer funding. Whoa, you're telling me when you put RFK, a prominent anti-vaxxer, and someone who denies a lot of modern medicine, as the head of health, that there's gonna be stupid things that happen? I wanted them to hurt this list of people, but I'm not supposed to be on that list. He's not hurting the people he needs to be hurting, was the mindset during his first term. And it's the same mindset they've got now that he was re-elected. Wow, the US has really got a narcissist problem, haven't they? Not just the mindset. An exact quote from one of his cult members. I voted for him, and he's the one who's doing this, she said of Trump. I thought he was gonna do good things. He's not hurting the people he needs to be hurting. They're not voting for Trump to make America great again, whatever that means. They're doing it to try and persecute people they don't like, usually because they're bigots. I really regret my vote for Supreme Leader Trump. He's playing games with our lives. What happened to less government? Why are the rich getting any tax breaks and we're paying more? Why are the companies involved in lawsuits against regular people being dropped? Why are we sidestepping the Constitution? I didn't vote for all of this. Whoa, it's almost like if you paid attention, instead of getting your news from Facebook memes, you would have known that this is exactly what you voted for. Unfortunately, more than half of the people in the US now get their news from social media. It's only gonna get worse. We literally live in the information age, yet a very large amount of the voter base can't or doesn't want to actually access truthful information. Yeah, he doesn't care if you're in his corner. What do you mean? When you're in his corner, like, he really takes care of you. You know, just look at Elon Musk. Oh, Wayne. Okay, what about Mike Pence? Oh, Wayne. Okay, President Trump. Groceries are getting unaffordable and the gas prices are going up. A lot of us everyday people are starting to lose ground. I'm in your corner for sure. Obligatory pledge of allegiance to the dear leader? Check. Oh, I ought to make a bingo card. But send a little love our way. Oh, yeah, the electricity bill is twice as much as it was. Whoa, but let's wait a damn minute. If you looked at all of the Twitter slop accounts and Fox News, they said groceries would go right down day one. Oh, what's that? It's propaganda? They still grovel at his feet. Are they really that dumb that they believe that he is even seeing their social media cries for help? Oh yeah, I can tell you they 100% believe that. It's a cult. They always start with, Mr. Trump. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not good enough. It should actually be, Supreme Leader Trump. I voted for you and I truly believe in what you're doing. But... was that someone daring to have an original thought? Oh no, your MAGA cult friends on Facebook aren't gonna be happy. The hat trick of stupidity. Good job. I voted for this man 3 times. I campaigned for him, I worked my ass off, and I feel like I do not recognize him at all. This is sickening. You don't recognize him from what? The propaganda? The Fox News stories? You know, he's always been a piece of shit. And I think if you campaigned for him 3 times and didn't notice that, you might be a little bit stupid. I dunno, man. We watched him say weird shit about women for years. Hit on his daughter over and over. Yeah, people looked at this fucking creep say shit like that and thought he'd be a good president. Yeah, there really isn't a bar anymore. And send well wishes to Ghislaine Maxwell in prison. I dunno how you missed it. Except for all the signs, there was no way to predict all of this. Yeah, right. It's always been, no one could have known. Until the inevitable happens every time. Oh yeah, because nobody could have known except like half of the country telling you not to vote for him. They're eating the dogs. Later doubles down after being told it was false. What about the goose? The geese. Performs a simulated sex act on microphone. I am your retribution. Hey chat, if you guys are some of the left that are definitely getting owned by MAGA right now, you should totally support this gay guy reading stuff by liking, subscribing and sharing, cause it helps a lot. Anyways, have a good day and back to the video. I hate immigrants and LGBTQ folks so much that I chose to lose my livelihood. Yeah, that's the real reason. They liked the fact that he hated the others. Now I regret my vote to re-elect my President Donald Trump. Unfortunately, I thought he was going to keep working for the average American and I was wrong. Whoa, the multi-billionaire doesn't care about the average American's interests? Whoa, next you're going to tell me he was on some sort of list. Now I understand that he sees the less fortunate class of Americans as parasites and opportunists. Extending the age to reach a benefit that we pay ourselves is dirty. Ah, the real reason that he cares is because his social security is getting cut. Unfortunately, we have no other options for the next elections, as voting for a party like the Democrats, who supports derailed, dirty, sexually satanic LGBTQ culture. That's certainly the statement of all time. Open borders and to keep making the United States the weakest country in the world. Calling a country with one of the, if not the largest standing military in the history of the planet, the weakest, is certainly a take of all time. What, you're telling me that the Congo's gonna invade you? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. It's not acceptable. We need a party to raise so we could walk away from voting Republican or Democrat. We need a party that understands how the average American lives, not how the elites are supposed to live. Guarantee you this guy's gonna be absolutely a-okay with my President Donald Trump. The second that he announces another internment camp, or the fact that he's illegally detained and deported a lot of people without trial. For a guy who's against the evil LGBTQ crowd, he certainly voted to get fucked in the arse pretty hard. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all week. Please don't forget to tip your server. And he also voted for a pedo to boot. MAGA voter witnesses MAGA behaviours. Let me guess, stupidly unhinged? Everyone is touting Trump's tariffs to do business with the US. I voted for Trump, think he's a great president. Well, that's your first fuck up. However, consider this, America. Does he really think that him posting a Facebook post is him, like, talking to the entire US? Like, everyone is desperately waiting to hear the next opinion piece from Chuck. When he puts a 30% tariff on China, 10, 15, 20% on countries trying to sell products in America, just who in the hell do you think's gonna pay for that? Newsflash, it's gonna be the folks who buy those products. That's me and you. Simple solution, buy American. Okay, but where'd you get the raw materials from? Where do you get the oil and gas? Just because you say buy American doesn't make everything suddenly spawn in America. Nice to say, Jenny, but a family of 3 or 4 are going to Walmart. They don't have the luxury of your simple solution. Nebraska voted 59.32% in favor of Trump, but now they need help? Trump received a call from Mr. Pillen, the governor of Nebraska, and he has a problem. Turns out, migrant farm labor fled the state, causing a crash in tax revenues, and China has held back $2 billion of soybean orders from Nebraska farmers, with the expense of planting already being sunk into the ground. Overall, Nebraska is facing a net loss of $15 billion of sales from its economy and $350 million from its tax base. They are the first red state to say that they need help. And certainly not the last, eh? One thing a lot of MAGA don't understand is that migrants aren't, in fact, freeloaders who get put in 5-star hotels and given thousands of dollars free a month. That is utter bullshit. They work and contribute to the economy, so are they going to stop working if you mass deport everyone? Yes. And is it going to affect your economy? Yes. Maybe instead of trying to deport all of them, you should maybe give them more bridges to stay and work in this country. Lol, China did not hold back anything. You can always count on maggots to think customers owe businesses a living. Yet business owns nothing to employees or customers. Wait, the shareholders. How are they going to make their money? MAGA declares trade war on China. So, China. Yeah, we're gonna buy our shit from someone who doesn't attack us. And MAGA. Why aren't they attacking us? I don't really think it surprises any of us to see that MAGA has a hissy fit the second that someone punches back. I mean, just look at Gavin Newsom. Yeah, basically. I used to work in the tourism industry. Shit's pretty bleak right now. Anyone with eyes could have called that one. Whoa, you're telling me that the spiral into fascism, mass deportation, and arresting people at airports for criticizing your government is gonna lead to people not coming as much? Whoa, next thing you're gonna tell me is that North Korea isn't the most popular tourist destination in the world, even amongst themselves. Jerome should never have been put in this position in the first place, and Biden appointing him was beyond stupid. Yeah, buddy, sure thing. We'll say I'm happy he's coming around finally for once. It's insane that Trump had to hound on him for this long, but it's what happens when you let idiots appoint these people. Trump appointed him in term 1. And Biden kept him. What's your point? Well, I think your point is that's what happens when you let idiots, e.g. Trump, appoint these people. The stupidity is boundless. It's not always just stupidity. They don't care about facts. Facts are meaningless in the MAGA world. Yeah, facts don't mean anything, they just move the goalposts. Or alternatively, they just kind of act like they don't care. That was a pretty prime example with that previous. It's just because they start with their conclusion and work backwards. If you disprove the foundations of their argument, such as in the original post, they don't reconsider. They're still so sure that they're right, but will just grasp around for another reason why that might be true. And when you're out of earshot, they'll also dust off the first justification you dismantled and keep using it anyway. That's what I've come to learn. There's no trying to talk down these people. The ones that will change will probably come to their own conclusions. Thank you for your brilliant business insight, CEOs. So truly deserving of those high salaries. CEOs are supporting Trump. Here's why and what they stand to gain. I mean, they do stand to gain a lot of losses, but is that it? But hey, let's see what they've got to stand to gain here. It's official. The US has now seen 446 large bankruptcy filings in 2025, officially 12% above pandemic levels in 2020. In July alone, the US saw 71 bankruptcies, marking the highest single-month total since July of 2020. What's happening? Does anyone really need to answer that? American businesses in survival mode as Trump tariffs pile up. A 90-day pause on additional tariffs on China offers no relief to American companies already facing extraordinarily high import taxes imposed by President Trump. But I thought Trump equals low prices. And it really does tell you that just because someone's a CEO or they're rich doesn't make them smart. At all. You know the old tale of the goose that gave the golden egg? That's how greedy and short-sighted these CEOs are. They want their golden eggs so bad that they don't even see that they're strangling the goose. These regulations, stops and checks are there for good reason. These pricks think that no regulation and having people barely surviving so they can widen their bottom line is good for them, when it's really not like that. A few people may die, and the company may incur some fines, but hey, the profits will be greater, so it's a risk that the sociopath is willing to take. Pathologically greedy, conservative psychopaths. Thank you for the meta facility that you're building in North Louisiana, but they bored out my trailer park and are kicking us out. I voted for you and thought you cared about us, Mr. President. Guarantee you that this motherfucker didn't give a shit about anything else until it affected them. The narcissism with these motherfuckers is so real. My dear President. Yeah, that's kinda weird. I know you have a lot going on, but I also know that you care about your people. Yeah, no, he doesn't. I live in northern Louisiana, close to where the new Meta company is going in. It may be good for the economy, but when it hurts the people around it, I don't think that's what you want. Buying up trailer parks and kicking people out so they can clean it up and raise prices. They're also doing the same thing with houses. I'm sharing this with you because I don't think you're aware of this. The area they choose only has a small school there. I don't know what can be done, but people around are getting affected. Thank you for listening. I don't think he's reading that. Holy shit. This is literally just the conservative equivalent of writing a wish list to Santa Claus. Oh my god, these people are literal children. I can't believe they think he is actually reading this. But then I realized that they're genuinely brain-dead morons. Which makes it even funnier and sadder, to be honest. But mostly funnier. It's like an adult still believing in Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy. Please, Mr. Trump, why am I still on the naughty list when I voted for you? I thought I'd be exempt from your godly punishment. I said not it really loudly too. What the heck? Oh, you don't understand. You just need to buy another one of his $50 overpriced shitty MAGA hats, and then he might be nice to you. Because, I mean, did you know 90% of MAGAs stop supporting Trump just before they win big?